Howdy, all you delicious people! I'm here to review Cash in Italy. Wait a minute. Clash in Italy. I also apologize for repeating myself, but it seems within these matches you'll probably go on and suffer through the same thing. We make our way into this PLE, and my biggest takeaway is, why does Sol Ruca, like, she is to be basically a hat away from looking like Ashley Mazzaro. And I know a lot of people could go on and immediately be like, hey man, I don't like that. Like, if anything, you know what happened to Ashley Mazzaro? Yeah, I know exactly what happened to her. That's not what I'm getting at. Like, if you go on and you put the pictures of the two of them together, it looks the frickin' same. Maybe that can go on and be a compliment to Sol, or maybe it doesn't. Either way, yeah. Sol Ruca looks like Ashley Mazzaro. That's what she looks like. But if anything, like, that could be some shade. But if anything, like, I like this match. Mark Jindrak is to go on and mention about how Sol is probably to be a botch machine lately. You know what? I am to go on and just be like, hey, like, Sol is kind of new to the roster. Give her a break. Like, if anything, maybe it's a lot of nerves. Like, I'm sure probably Sol doesn't feel exactly to a point of being completely comforted here. So, hey, just kind of give her some time. But anywho, the big match takeaway from this whole PLE, and guys, we had 5 whole matches. Have we never eaten so well? Oh man, I was like Thanksgiving dinner, just like, oh man, I was just like, I devoured and consumed this whole thing, and still I'm hungry anyways, because of, you gotta have quantity and quality. But at least we got 5 matches, right? Did a sponsor slip somewhere? Was there a number of ads you just didn't have time for? Anyways, so, but at least we got 5 matches. The big match, I think, of this whole PLE was the Ray and Jade, or the Ripley and Jade matchup. That one was to go on and be like, wow, did they try? Like, wow, was this a brawl? And also, you kind of brought in Meechin and B-Fab, which I'm like, yeah, Meechin and B-Fab, great. Like, cool. Like, people got checks this day. We also enrolled Charlotte in here, which I'm like, okay. Charlotte was with Ripley and Bliss, because we just need people on a card. but yeah, going into this thing, yeah, I was to be like, man, these are really like complex reversals. I was to go on and really just be like, this was like the top of the night in my eyes. After that, I'd probably go with Oba Lesnar, then Becky Sol, and then there's 2 other matches on the card. So, let's talk about the first one of the night, which is to be the Rhodes-Gunther match. So, when I go on into every one of these matches, at some point, I will kind of break and we'll do one of these bad boys, and I'll say spoilers, and I'll tell you who is to go on and to have won every single one of these matches. At some point, you can go on and pause the video there. You can go on and you could walk away. You could mute this thing. You could fart if you want to. I hope you do. But either way, I'm going to say who is to at some point win these bad boys, because I feel like I should probably go on and mention that when I rattle these matches off. So with that said, let's go on and let's talk about the Cody Gunther match. So let's put a pin in that. The Becky Soul match. Soul went on and she did an STF. Weirdly, the announcers called it a crossface wrong, but half right. And I was like, oh man, like Soul's doing the STF. Maybe there's a nod to Cena there, or maybe she's just doing that submission because anybody can freaking do it now. But yeah, either way, I also liked how Becky did the superplex. To me, like it feels like it kind of broke away from what everyone else is doing, and like it was just kind of so common of a move that I'm like, oh, I know what that is, because I know like wrestling school level of move names. If I'm being brutally honest, most of the time. Probably too much tough enough, or probably too much of some other wrestling thing where I'd go on and just had that just kind of beaten into me of me hearing those names being called out at some point, and kind of retained it at some point. But if anything, I've never gone on into a wrestling school or done a bump or any of that stuff or whatever. Like, I have to go on and explain that in every one of these things because heaven forbid. So we make our way into, now let's get into the Rhodes Gunther match. So I liked how it seems that the finishers and whatever weren't to go on and be like a whole huge buildup of things. Like, it just feels like we had Cody that would just do a crossroads. I'm like, okay, like, cool. Like, at least there wasn't like to feel like there had to be like a build up to the finishers. Like, it just, Cody was just whipping them out like nobody's business. And speaking of whipping finishers out, we'll get to that other match at some point soon. Like, it feels like even finishers are now throwaways on PLEs because no one cares, but I don't know. But anyways, so the match begins, and like we're straight up going with like lockups, and we're going with tests of strength, and I'm just like, wait a minute. Like, I think I'd gone on in the past and complained about like an Orton match where it was just like your average like moves that I've seen like over and over again in so many like traditional wrestling matches. And seeing it here was nice, but I'm just like, but it just feels like we needed just something to do here. I was to go on and just be like, well, like, I guess like these two, like, they're kind of very traditional in the wrestling. I think the one weakest part about this match is like you have two people that are very much alike, I feel, as far as their way about going about their match. So it's just kind of weirder to see this match actually occur. So we have, I think, a decent amount of finishers here. Like, they didn't go overwhelmingly to the choke like in other Gunther matches, where it just smother him with the sleeper hold throughout the whole entire thing. Or eventually someone stealing the whole sleeper thing and then going with that, or the rear naked choke, or whatever really the combination of that is to really be, because sometimes it's a sleeper, sometimes it's a rear naked. It could be just kind of a weird combination of like, what choke is this exactly? Just like a crossface instead of an STF. So for this match, there wasn't anything necessarily that was to just stick out here as far as me feeling anything about it. There wasn't any unique enough spots, in my opinion. Like, I think they were trying to keep it all in the ring most of the time, where everyone else just kind of went in and out, or or some matches went way out there for a long stretch of time because tribal combat or whatever goofy thing that is. Uh, because we've had that once before, and it's like no rules, do whatever you want. But anyways, so with this matchup, I'm like, this was not something that, like, it's good that this was just a thing to just get this over with, because with it being the opener, I'm like, man, could you imagine if this one was the main event? I would have just been like, oh my god, like this is what I'm gonna have to sit through by the end of this. Like, I would have been so upset if this was the main event. Considering this was the opener, I'm like, okay, good way to open the show, but there is nothing to write home about here. So it ends in kind of a controversy, which when I get into spoilers, then I'll talk about that. If seriously this is all just to be like leading into just another match, because we have to rematch people to death now, because heaven forbid, like, we have to have like a tournament to save us, right? Like the open challenge thing that went where did that go, John Cena? A whole lot of nowhere. But we have King of the Ring coming up, so tournament, that'll go on, and that'll bring up some programming, right? That'll just kind of have us get weeks of telly to build up to, right? Whatever. So, because again, when there's no tournament, there is tournament. It's a good thing that we had that John Cena Open Challenge thing that went nowhere. Because we have so many alternatives. Sorry. I'm sorry, John Cena. I'm sorry, Open Challenge thingy. That never happened anyways. Whatever. So, spoilers, everybody, to this matchup of Cody versus Gunther. Spoilers. So, Gunther is to have had his leg under the rope, which means nothing at all. It shouldn't have mattered, but if anything, Gunther just had a fit about it. My leg was underneath the ring, or underneath the rope. You should not have even started the pinfall. You should not have gone on and done the 1, 2, 3. Well, yeah, even Cody lifted Gunther's both legs up after the fact, but Gunther was still just like, but my leg. Dude, if you were to go on and be a ring general, you would probably should have thought that, yeah, I should probably do this thing called kick out. So that way a person could go on and see my legs. What, you couldn't have kicked out? But I guess, like, you just have to rely on the ref for situational awareness, or awareness of where the person is at within the ring, right? Or really we just have to make Gunther still look good, even though he was to, of course, be beaten by Cody. Clean. And, or in my opinion, clean. Because, yeah, of course Cody's going to retain. Shocker! Like, was anybody probably, well, you know what, like, there were some other matches where, like, Gunther had a really good moveset. He was really aggressive. And I'm like, yeah, that's your freaking, your world champ there. But now I'm like, all it is just a rear naked choke, or a sleeper, and that's it. Like, that's all he has. He's a one move guy. to me. Like, I want to see other things that he can do. He's just a choker now. He's just a one choke. He's a choke. Anyways, not a joke, a choke. Anyways, so but Gunther, I'm assuming they're probably gonna go with a rematch for this. Of course. I can't wait for the next PLE for there to probably be a Gunther and Rhodes matchup, right? That is still probably gonna be like, but wait a minute, we should do this again. Man, that Oba and Brock thing was just so good. We need to go on and pay Lesnar whatever he wants. Like, we could have gone in and hired 6 other people, like all the people that we had their contracts expire or let them go. But no, we need to hire Lesnar back. Because this guy is from Minnesota, and he's cool, and he has a sweet hairstyle, right? And also, he's having Brock Lesnar. He's Brock Lesnar. Anyway, moving on. So, let's get into the Oba Lesnar match. So, god dang, like, Oba, there was some issues with absolutely no selling things. Like, he just straight up just gets up. It's like, man, like, like, hey, yeah, you just did that horrible thing to me. I'm gonna completely no sell and just get right back up. I'm like, hey, how's it going? Oba needed to have sold something a little bit. He completely just gets right back up after doing, yeah, no. Sell something. Like, sell that you're kind of hurting a little bit. He sold the arm, but yeah, but like, you went through a whole table of pain, and the guy just springs right back up, like, hey, what you just did there? Nothing. I felt nothing. Like, man, like, wrestling is real, but like, that just felt very fake. So Lesnar is going on and F5ing Oba like it's the only move in his arsenal. It's the only thing he knows. It's like, man, I just gotta keep flaying him. Like, we didn't get one German out of Brock. Not one German. I'm so upset. Not one German Brock. We couldn't have gotten that sweet, delicious German. I'm so used to those at this point. I'm so used to more of the Germans in the F5s, but whatever. So, weirdly enough, I think they had to go on and they had to do almost announcements for like every matchup here. They had to go on and have the ring announcer come in and have to go on and have all this be a big fight feel for every one of these matches. I think to just milk out, but also Paul Heyman, of course, had to come in and interrupt. Like, my name is Paul Heyman. Yeah, we get it, Paul. We know who he is. So for this matchup, yeah, like the match kind of goes mainly in the ring as like it's a simple like F5 him to death, but then also there's the Gamora, the submission, and all of a sudden like Oba just powers out of the Gamora, and Brock is like, man, like Brock is selling this really well. Brock is going on eyes wide open, like, wow, like he's going on, he's really doing it. Yeah. So Oba goes on and is like banging Brock against these turnbuckles. And we're like, oh my god, like Oba's gonna do it. He's going for a twofer. Like this guy can't be stopped. And then just Brock continues to just slam him. Like, I think it takes, like, throughout this matchup, like, there was a count at, like, I think six F5s? Was there to be six? Man, there seemed to be so many of them. I eventually lose count. But anyways, so it's either the F5, the Gamora, or it's to be the announcer table that Oba goes through, is to be kind of everything that kind of goes on within this good chunk of matchup here. And Brock, so Brock gets a good smattering of offense here. If I was to go on and complain about Brock before this matchup, I will go on and I will apologize. Like this Brock, this match was good. This match was good. I'll give him praise. Yeah, like Brock is doing like all the offense. Well, Oba goes on and does the turnbuckle smash. So yeah, so like that offense, but still, and the whole like kind of spine buster, because it was like he picked him up and then he like slammed him, which is kind of like a spine buster. A lot of people could probably just say it's like, oh no, it's like a power bomb. It seemed like a spine buster to me. Anyways, so let's go on and let's go on to one of these bad boys. Let's go into spoilers. So I honestly was hoping that Femi was going to win this, because I'm like, keep the winning streak alive. Like, Oba needs to be this, like, I think, like, throwing words like this around is probably awful, but like, this guy is like a juggernaut. Like, he's an unstoppable force. And I was thinking, I'm like, man, he's gonna do it. He's gonna beat him again, and then he'll move on to other things. And I was just so crushed by the end of this when Brock won. Regardless of how much offense Brock had in this match, I was still in the end thinking, like, well, Oba's gonna win this, right? Like, it's so early in Oba's career to take this L. It doesn't make sense. And then the pin happens, I'm like, like, so a lot of people could probably say that this is not going to affect Oba going forward, but I think it does. I think it affects him going forward, to where it's like, oh, the magic is gone. I like Oba. He's cool. Like, he's also a big, scary dude. And also, so is Brock. But yeah, but it's just like, I was like, Cody Rhodes has defeated Brock in occasions. Roman beaten Brock in occasions. Now to have Oba here lose, okay, great, fan freaking tastic. I guess again, it doesn't really matter. Kind of like having your number 2 bestseller not on a card, doesn't matter, right? Top seller right now, some weird monster looking motherfucker. His name is Danhausen. And yes, I throw some shade, but like, what a like, that guy like gets so much love, and I enjoy him so much so, because like, I hope he does not get injured. Like, I hope that he has a longevous time in this company, because I need a supernatural character like nobody's business to just do well. But also I actually like uh his gimmick. I like his character because it's a throwback. It's a throwback. Um, and I hope he does well. I think they're still bringing him with the Miz, and I'm like, rematch really? But I'm like Danhausen. I think is gonna do no wrong right now. They could just do whatever with him, but uh, like people are saying that Danhausen is gonna have this like monster with him or something like that, and I'm just like, I'm probably not gonna be satisfied by it. I'm probably just gonna be like, ah, well, whatever that is. Like some people were saying that it was gonna be Enzo or Baron Corbin. I'm like, no, no. Like, I would go on and say that there's a lot better answers than that. Kind of like what I said in the last PLE. I'm like, Balor makes sense, uh, but if anything, like we're going with a big, massive dude, and it's not going to be Gianthausen or whatever goofy crap. Because that's what I'm assuming. Like we have the mini Hausen, now we need the giant Hausen or whatever. That's what's coming next. Believe me, it's not going to be Baron Corbin's or Enzo More's or some other thing. It's just going to be giant Hausen because like we need to just do that. We just need to do that now. Like that's like if seriously that is to be what happens, then I'm like, god dang, like this is not that creative. Like this is freaking lazy. Um, like man, I could paint this by numbers of what Danhausen is just gonna do every week, because I already know what he's going to do. Anywho, so let's go into the Becky and Soul matchup here. So this one I think was to go on and stay within inside the ring. It didn't kind of go all over the place. For the most point. Uh Becky is still doing her referee shenanigans, having the referee kind of be like grabbed like, oh, human shield and what have you. And that shtick is kind of getting really freaking old. But because if anything, the whole disqualification match. So like, didn't we just have this match like a day or like? Didn't we have it on Saturday night's main event, and we're just rematching it now? Because I guess they just think that nobody really notices these things. Uh, yeah, like if anything, I thought Saturday night's main event was way more interesting than anything that was on this card. Uh, I tuned in to just kind of see what was going on because I'm like, oh yeah, those matches were banger. Like across the board, I was like, I could get into every single one of these matches. I'm like, this noise. But anyways, so Becky and Soul in here. Uh, really, it was to go on and besides a couple of moves here and there, like again, it is one of those where like nothing really stood out to me because it's all about the ref stuff. And like Becky did go on and do the disarmer. I'm like, she's done it. I haven't seen the disarmer in so effing long. So I think somebody may have gone on and actually watched my effing videos. Cause like, where's the disarmer? And then all of a sudden Becky is doing it. I'm like, wow. Find a frickin' Lee. She's doing the disarmer. Like, I know that could be a move. It's like, hey, she's done it for so long. I'm sure she's tired of doing it. I do really like also Becky's other finisher though. Uh, the almost like rock bottom slam or whatever that weird other thing is called. Uh, so I liked that Soul did take that at some point and did it herself. Because it feels like we're just stealing people's finishers now. Because what else could we really do? Uh, yeah, I wish that there could have been anything that could have really stuck out to me within this matchup because it's just like that's all I can really pull from. So with that said, uh, let's get to the finish. So spoilers, everybody. So by the end of this, I'm thinking like, well, Becky's gonna retain, right? Like, I thought that like Soul, it's kind of early for her, but then again, she did get that Cena rub. Uh, I was thinking, I'm like it would be like a nice change of pace, is it? To just kind of see what they could do with Soul because it really has gone on and really been that like we've seen way too much of Becky, and hopefully like Soul can take this and do something else with it. But obviously, we're probably just gonna get a rematch, right? Because like Becky just needs to be super glued to this title. Like no one else is to be a good enough number one contender besides Becky. Um, if anything, yeah, I have to admit there were some spots where Soul did go on and do a little bit of little hiccups here and there. Uh, but like those specific moves, I'm like, Soul I think is going on and doing things that are way too challenging. They're flashy, they're cool looking, but also I'm like, she has to nail them every time. Like she has to go on and 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 definitely needs to kind of do moves that she can always do and do them well, or otherwise we just need to be editing them out to make her look good. Um, just being honest, but like, but Soul has a good, massive bit of potential here. Uh, once we get to past the whole wardrobe thing, and like once that she is kind of just more than just this like Hawaiian tropical tree girl, like whatever that is. Like there's gotta be some more layers to this character. Like there's gotta be um something really interesting that we can kind of take away from this. None of the entrances, none, none of them were interesting enough. Like I even was to look at Becky's gear and be like, God dang, like Becky has been using the same effing gear, I think, for I don't know how many matches. She's just swapping them out. Like, I'm just like, great. Like, that's supposed to be great, I guess. So, regardless, I guess it doesn't matter. If spoilers, I don't know if I said that already. So, I also don't know if I've said about the Ripley Jade matchup. I don't know if I talked about that already. I may just re-bring that up again because I don't know if I've said it already. So the Becky Roka match, we have the pinfall after the whole Soul Snatcher thing, and Soul wins here. And I was to go and be like, wow, like they're giving her the title that early. Like I guess she just has like she just has the company behind her. We uh were to go on and just be like to me I think it's early. I think it's early for Soul, but um I would go on and look at like when she was in the Royal Rumble. I'm like, God dang, she's flashy. Like, ooh wow, like she was a standout. And now I'm just like, okay, like we have to kind of continue to make her stand out because like yeah, she's like now we just need her to have a character, we just need her to have something like but to me, I guess when you have 10 different people come out in trunks and black trunks and just walk out there and hey, generic wrestler template number 200, yeah, like because that's what everybody looks like in this freaking show half the time. I still complain about that to this day, but it's still true. So, uh, let's talk about the Ripley Jade match. So, this match had a lot of good counters. We would go on to have Jade, who's trying to do her finisher, to just have Ripley kind of slip out of it, which is interesting. Uh, we'd of course have the interruption from Bfad Michin and Charlotte, and a lot of this match is hard hitting. A lot of it is to be like punches. Eventually, kind of Jade was to kind of get a little sloppy at some points with her punches, but freaking whatever. Um, if anything, Jade was really strong in this. Ripley was really strong. It was very even. I could have gone either way in this match. There wasn't one person that I was like I could have been fine with either person getting the belt here. Because obviously it's the best match on the card, anyways. Jade had the interesting, like, weird, whatever that, like, weird confetti that was kind of going on next to her when she did her matchup. I'm still like, are they ever going to push away from the whole Storm thing? Like, it feels like for Tiffy time, like, that's still going on, it's still being a thing, and I'm like, god dang it, like, do something with these people that move on past that. Like, I get a catchphrase is cool and all, but like at some point like you can't ride with like Hulk Hogan in the red and yellow forever. Like you can't ride with the take your vitamins and this and that. Because it just gets old. So let's figure out a way to do something new here and just like unless you're gonna go on and you're gonna do some X-Men action figures and Jade's gonna be Storm sometime soon with this weird amalgam crossover things that they keep doing with all these action figures because they already did the whole Storm thing with her outfits numerous times over because that's all they could do with this character. They're still doing it to this day to try to figure out how they can just like still have your hair white and still look like Storm somehow. We'll still work on that. We'll still try to whatever. So, but Jade in this match, she looked amazing. Ripley is going on, and I think her last PLE, like her outfit was a lot more interesting. This one was just kind of like reds and whites, and I'm like, okay, what is this? Like I couldn't tell what it was, but I'm just like, okay, whatever this is, it's new gear. So, spoilers. So Ripley retains. Like, if anything, uh, like it feels like this match should be heading to more of like a tag team thing than a singles, but like, but yeah, like we're still going on with this matchup. If anything, I feel that at some point there's going to be some like some issue with Charlotte, and they're probably going to just throw it in as a triple threat. that could be interesting, I guess. Like I would much rather have it be probably Bliss, Ripley, and Jade, but like either way, either one of those rotations of Charlotte and like let's do a triple threat of this. Like I'm to go on and not at all want singles of any of these things on the card. Triple threat these mothers. Frickin' add somebody into the mix. For the love of all that's holy, like, try to give me something effing new at this point. So, that's it. Let's get to the Reigns and the Fatu match. So, there was a possibility that people were saying before this whole thing started, and they bring it up even in the PLE, that Fatu was hurt, that there was some injury that he was to have had, which I didn't know exactly what it is. I heard he was hurt, but I wasn't sure what. I wasn't sure about how severe it was. I also heard about Logan Paul and his tricep. And hope for his speedy recovery, and yeah, I even watched the video where he was going on and he was so brokenhearted because of the injury, and I saw that whole video. I'm like, oh well, I hope for the best for him, because yeah, that sucks. So Fatu Reigns here. So, like, it doesn't feel like Fatu was to have looked injured here, and that would have made the case of like, well, obviously, then there should be some retaining going on. But yeah, but going into this matchup, like, it felt like Roman was overpowering Fatu, whereas in the last matchup, it was kind of different. Like, Fatu was just like, hey, taking everything that Roman can dish out and just being strong. Whereas this is to be the turnaround where Roman in other matches would just go on and just freaking pretzel people and just mock them and would just be like, hey man, I beat everybody's all day. And that's kind of what he says in this match. And so supposedly this is to be the tribal combat match. This is to be basically saying if Fatu wins, he's to go on and be forced under the gopher, the becking call of Roman's bloodline. And so really we're kind of forced to just be like, we know where this is going. Stupid. So within this matchup, they go more outside than in. Like, immediately when it went all outside, I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore, and I don't think I really care. They just kind of went all around the place, and like nothing was really sticking out to me. They would eventually get back into the ring, and like they would go on and they would throw in like these steel steps. Like we'd have at one point where like Roman has to kind of run around the steps and punch, and I'm just like, you're not doing anything with these steps that makes any matter to me. Outside, they did start working on Fatu's hand to break it, so that way he doesn't go on and do the goozle or the attack that he does. That of course is to be known from Umaga, and the like Samoan spike or whatever that is. So so really this match, I think, was to be interesting in a way of which that could be like, okay, like there were some good moves here. Like I could be interested about how it played out. Like, it felt different than the last matchup, obviously, because of kind of Roman kind of powering up here and going on, and Roman got a lot of offense in on here, and we knew where this whole match was heading anyways. So, spoilers, Roman wins. Wow. Like, by the end of the match, they bring out Solo and his other goons, of which that weren't released. So the Usos, they come out and they basically like treat Fatu like a dog. Like, hey, come on, like, you're one of us now. Like, snap to it. Like, get up there, doggy, kind of thing. And I was like, that's fucking, like, come on. Like, he's a human being. But I get it. It's like I guess you could probably say it's like, well, Jacob Fatu is the wolf and blah, 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 blah. No, like, that was kind of like, hey, man, yeah, like, treat him like one of you people, one of you people, one of you. Like, he's one of you now. Like, if anything, maybe he can go on and cause some chaos within. Maybe he could jump ship. Any number of things could happen here, but maybe Fatu will go on and embrace the whole him working with Roman thing. Things will go well. I guess we're going to be forced to go into the tribal warfare for real here, where it's like, where it's finally going to be bloodline versus bloodline, because we should have had that, like, so long ago. Like, I guess they're doing it before they release any more of these bloodline people. Is that what they're doing now? Hey, man, let's rush to get this matchup. And then after that, we can release more people. Because we got to pay for Brock being here, right? So that whole setup by the end of it is like, okay, like I'm okay with it, but like, this match was we all knew where it was going. And so it just felt like a nothing burger. So yeah. So with that, I think that covers all the matches. Let me know in the comments below how you felt about Cash in Italy. Cause yeah, like, I was to go on and just be like, dude, we just had like Double or Nothings. We had the AAA PLEs that everyone was just so like exploding with nuttery about. And then we just go into this, and it's like, why can't you be like either one of those things that are to go on and to have existed and were the talk of the town? Like, if anybody is still going to go on and be talking about the Ludwig Kaiser Chad Gable mask versus mask match, is going to be way more documented and way more talked about than anything that's coming out of this. So, what a waste of time this was. What a just a shoving of this out there this really was. Because, yeah, they were never going to go on and never be anywhere close to either Double or Nothing or the AAA PLE. There was no way they could have gone on and blown this thing out of the water, because WWE, I don't think, needs to go on anymore and do anything buzzworthy. Like, this company is just like, hey, we're cashing our checks, we're fine, we're good, we're eating well. So they still think that they don't have to compete with anybody. They don't feel that they have to do a better event. They just have to do an event. So, if anything, like, obviously, whenever it has to go on and have a finger to be pointed at anybody, creative, like, how could you look at this just across the board of match setup and say that this is okay to put out, besides you just needing to just put these people on a card. Like, you could have gone on and just added people to these matches, and that may have gone on and been more interesting, at least. Um, but yeah, like, this was a nothing burger that people just had to just be like, there was so much other things going on that in comparison, like, people are just like, why can't this product be like XYZ thing? Even from AAA, that's to be attached to the same company. And yet, it's like, why so different? Why go on and have nothing of buzzworthy coming out of this whole entire thing? Just like, yeah, I am just left in just God-smacked awe to just be like, how far down the rabbit hole of when you want to give a to care, when is that going to be? like all these guys have gone on and gotten their pay cut in half, I guess, supposedly. So I guess for them, like, I'm assuming they don't care either, because it's like, hey man, like, my checks just got cut in half. I don't know, like, so I don't know, like, it's just, we have back-to-back PLEs that I'm just like, okay, this is a thing that exists. We even have Wrestle Juice that goes on and says, like, yeah, right now we're at a point where everything is just really boring. And I can completely agree. I could be like, yeah, like, it's been boring for way too long of a time. Even WrestleMania, I feel, was just like, this is all you're giving me? Like, man, I remember when entrances used to be, like, unique and flashy in PLEs. Like, I remember when gear used to be like, ooh, wow, look at that. Everything is just the same all the time. Like, it's like across the board, like, the WWE product is just like, where's the, if we were gonna go on and use a wrestler name, where's the flair? Like, where's the bells and whistles? Like, where, like, even like every character is to just be the same. Like, it's just like I know I'm sounding old fashioned, but I'm just like, god dang, like give me some presentation, give me some pageantry, give me some like, I don't know, I'm trying to come up with one word that like give me the parade, like give me something, like um give me something that I feel that is worth my effing time to have sat through and been like, oh yeah, like I was really go on and like and be with the crowd where they were going on and being like because like there was people that were chanting like, this is awesome. Like, really? Like, I don't agree with that at all. Like, this is just another thing to watch. Like, I wasn't going on and going with the crowd of like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, I just feel like I'm like, Italy. Like, do you guys not really go on and watch much matches? Do you not watch wrestling? Because evidently, like, you guys are shouting, "This is awesome," and I don't get why. Um, if anything, it was during the Ripley and Jade match. Like, that was brutal. That made sense. Like, if anything, like, the whole "this is awesome" like was just like, hey man, like, yeah, what you're doing is good, but like, not like, this is awesome. Like, hey, yeah, just keep going, just doing something, just, yeah, like, this was like the best match of the night, but this is awesome. I don't know. I guess I should go on and just be a fan, right, and not have an essay or critique this, because really, they're not giving me a lot to critique anymore. So it's leaving me less of wanting to be either a fan or having much to say, so I have nothing anymore. Like, you have basically, um, like, you have left me with nothing. Hopefully, he goes on and does some kind of views, because weirdly, the backlash thing, like, that thing just probably because of the thumbnail, because Danhausen, because of how great he is. But yeah, but like this one is probably gonna be a nothing burger. No one's gonna care about it. So if people do, I'd be like, wow, like it's good to actually see good numbers for these, because before it just did nothing. So that's it. I'm gonna get that out of here. So this could be another short video, and I could upload this one. Uh, I'm still going on, and I'm still like today was like because I'm still dealing with this injury, and I pushed myself way too hard, and because yeah, I groceries coming in from two different stores. So yeah, so like I'm dealing with this injury, and I'm having to bring in groceries, and I'm freaking tired. Um, because like my body is just kind of compensating for whatever uh issues that I have. So like my body is just kind of working overdrive. And like last night, I tried to at least do some cardio, at least do some kind of something to just feel like I did something. And like my body just felt like cooked. Like it just felt like I'm pushing myself too hard. So yeah. Um hopefully hopefully we'll figure out a way to just kind of bounce back from this, and things will go back to hopefully that I'll be able to kind of work past this. I'll feel better, and this will just be over, and and I'll be able to get back into my workouts. I'll be able to hopefully get back into uh, losing weight and whatever have you. Because right now it's just nothing diet wise could be something that is going to work. So I need to get definitely back into workouts. So that's it. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.